I am live now. Three, two, one. Hi, everybody. Welcome to, feels like old days. Welcome to the show. This is episode 2 of Compost Diaries, titled Problem Solving. Simplify Your Operations. So, when farmers begin their farm, they always start out with like big ideas and big dreams, full of energy, excited. But halfway through, they get hit with problems from everywhere, and reality just kicks in. So that's where we come in with our experience, what we went through in sharing our knowledge and mindset on how to approach these problems that actually is normal, that normally occur to everybody in farms. So today I have my guest here. His name is Jeff. You also again know him on Instagram as the Tropical Farmer. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah,
Good to be
wonderful,
on.
wonderful. Yeah,
Ready to go.
that opening felt like Compost Diaries last time. Progressive.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
welcome to the show, man.
20, 25 episodes, 26 episodes.
Yeah, when did we do that? Was like 2019 or
Three.
2020?
It's such a blur, dude. I think it's 20. I think it's 20. Yeah, that was
All
good
right, all
fun.
right. Oh, that was good fun. That was good fun. So today we're gonna talk about problem solving. So I'm gonna share first my experience at my first farm, and you can hop in anytime you want. All right.
Got it.
All right. Yeah, this is the what do you say? The thumbnail of this video, right? That's Jeff over there,
Dude,
consulting advice.
I have gained quite a bit of weight. Oh, mate. All right,
So,
anyway, carry on.
okay. Like I mentioned before, when everybody starts, it's always, vision. Everyone needs a vision when they start. Because whenever they go to Jeff would always ask them, what do you want to grow? Right? What do you want to
Yeah,
grow?
I'll ask you, what is it that you want? What you're looking for? What's the crop that you have in mind? And most of the times, there isn't really an answer to that. Yeah, so it all depends. Again, I would say also, what's your land size and what do you like? Because
Hmm.
that's the most important. Is will you enjoy what you grow? Yeah, go
So
on.
they're like shopping for they have like this they're shopping for choices of what to grow. They're dreaming, they're creating in their mind, they're imagining their future farm, you know? When you're trying to work with people, you always say, what do you see? What can you see in this plot of land, It's on this hill, what can you see? Oh, I can see like rows following the contour. I can see fruit tree. I can see an orchard. I can see a greenhouse. All the time, people will say, I can see a greenhouse here. But again, that is fantasy, and we have to remember to always go back to reality. It's good to dream, but without the anchor and being grounded with reality, that dream will just set you up for failure. So then when you get that failure, regret comes, A lot of regret comes along and a lot of finger pointing, we could have, we should have, you should have, we would have. If this happened, we would have. If you did not, we could have. When I was there, we should have, all that. But that's
Yeah,
because you get
yeah.
because your dream is suddenly just, broken. Your dream was ruined. Your dream was denied because of reality. So you got so angry, you know? So this quote, the best time was 20 years ago, the second best is today. It's usually about deforestation. You know how people say, oh, how can we combat the carbon crisis? How can we make Earth a better? Then it says planting the tree. Best time was 20 years ago. Second best is today. You can also apply that whenever you're in your, how to say, bad moments at the farm. When you see your farm's like progress just went to rock bottom. It's like you forgot the foundations of reality. So what to do? Do it again. You know, go back to reality right now. That's the best. You could have been. It's much better if you were realistic in the past, in the very beginning, but you can't change the past. Now you have to accept that and go back to reality right now. So this is an example, like a real life example. This is like from the previous episode, episode one. This was my very first farm. What was the problem? The farmland. The farmland, all the soil's exposed. We have a lot of dead wood. If you can see at the far end there, the parameter, a lot of dead wood. We didn't know what to do with it. But again, we will talk about how we can deal with it. So another problem was the HQ. Infrastructure is very important. So HQ was horribly made. One functioning toilet, a makeshift storage room, bedroom, four walls, yada yada yada. The most important bit, well, the most horrific bit was the fact we had no electricity. Most farms have this problem. Sometimes they're too far, or sometimes the infrastructure is not available for them, so they have no electricity. So we have to depend on solar, which again is another problem. So this old farm of mine was at Tutong, and it's like average from Bandar, it's like 1 to 2 hours away, you know, and it had really bad road, a lot of potholes. And when I was at the farm here at the HQ, I could not receive a phone call at all. So if you're there, you're stranded. You're disconnected from the outside world. So if you want to like make a delivery for whatever building equipments you need, oh, it's a challenge to correspond there, man. It's a challenge to like all the logistics halfway die, halfway can't hear, halfway miscommunication. Woo. Not
Yeah,
fun,
but then
man.
in a way, in a way, it's not too bad. You can you well supposedly you can focus, and you're away from the city center. No cars, no bus, no.
You can make it beautiful. There is a beauty in it, lah. You know, it's like, oh, what a holiday, what a resort. But
Yeah,
if you do the wrong approach, if you have the wrong approach, like we had back then this is misery, lah. So again, going back to the second best time is now. You have to accept your losses. You have to accept your mistakes. You have to accept your failures. So accept reality and then work with what you got. Work with what is available right now and what you can work on. If you can't control it, don't bother it. If you can, focus on that. So you have to redesign yourself, redesign your thinking, redesign how you work. So again, you have to refocus. So for us at this farm, we have to refocus on what makes the money, because that's how you keep a farm afloat, right? Money. So at my old farm at Tutong, we had one resource that was the moneymaker. So this is Tongkat Ali, and this is like we have a lot there, and it was abundant. Every time you walk in the forest, there's this huge, like 12 foot. Is it considered a tree? Would you consider it as a tree?
yeah, you could call it a tree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like
So it's a tr-
it is. Yeah, it is woody and whatnot. It is a tree.
right? It's a tree, and you harvest it for its roots. You brew it like a tea, and you consume it. Tongka Ali is believed to have herbal benefits for male virility and energy, etc. And it's abundant. It's a natural abundance in our farmland. You can see my friend
Yeah,
here. he just the root is like how long is it? It reaches his shoulder. You can say it's like 4.5, 5 feet. It's like 5 feet, more than 5 feet long here, man.
You
That
had all
deep.
sorts of sizes. You had all sorts of sizes. It was no problem. You had a lot, and you didn't even scope out all of it too. You don't really know how much you
Mm.
really had. It was not a bother as well because you had a lot of mother plants. I remember that. All the mother
Technically, this was
plants
a mother.
were
This tall
that
one
was a
was a
mother. Yeah.
mother plant.
So it was shooting off. It'll seed itself and then it'll self seed. So it's shooting off all the seeds right onto the ground nearby, and it was all rooting. All you needed to do was pick those guys up and then just transplant them elsewhere and just start spreading them all around the place. I remember that. That was a really interesting case there.
The soil here was very fertile. If you remember, the young saplings were growing on the humus layer, not on the
Yeah.
ground. That was the
No.
bit
No.
like that brought us to awe. But again, we ignored it. So that was like an irony because we didn't envision it because it wasn't in our dream. That's why we ignored it.
What was your dream?
The dream there, zucchinis. Oh, don't hate me. Don't look at me like that. It was
Come on.
zucchinis and habaneros. The dream was habanero farm. We want to grow a lot of
The
hot
dream was
stuff.
ahead. Oh, dude, serious? That was the dream?
Yeah, yeah, it was the dream. Habanero
Right.
farm.
The hardest thing to do is because I remember I came over and when I scoped out the land, when I saw all that Tonkarali seedlings, that was the key right there. And it was just scattered everywhere, all sorts, all sizes. Yes, Tongarali takes a while to grow. Yes, it takes a few years. I
Hmm.
think. How many years does it take until you can harvest it? Is it five?
3 to 5
Something along
years, but like
3 to 5 years
the forest was
until
so
you can.
fertile. So
Yeah, let's say 3 to 5 years to harvest. Five bigger, three small, four medium. Let's go with that.
yeah,
Because you had so much, you just need to holistically understand which one to take and which one not to take. So if there's some that is clustered together, then you take
spread
the
it
skinny
out,
ones out. Yeah. And then the baby ones, you go and
leave it.
transplant elsewhere. You don't leave it, you just
Ah,
transplant that. Straight away, transplant it together with the humic layer. Put it in the exact replicated spot that it fell
with thrive.
or yeah, so it thrive, and then you just go with that. That would have been a breeze. Well, quite the breeze. You would have saved a lot of costs if you did that. If that was the route, yeah.
100%, 100%, man. But again, we were too fixated on the habanero fantasy. We can say that. So again, we have to refocus. So this was what we were forgetting, but we have to refocus on that. If I had the opportunity, and then I would have redesigned the working style. Excuse me. Yeah. So like again, it's very far. It's the roads is difficult, and I would have cut down the hours and days going to the farm because it does get exhausting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So like if it's just Tonkat Ali, all we have to do is just go in the forest with a few, chunkle and shovel and a wheelbarrow and just harvest that and then go back to the HQ, clean it up, cut it up, then go back to town. It's very like step one, step two, step three. That's all you have to do. But we were so stuck on the fantasy of habanero, we had to do 1,000 steps. Step one, buy the seed. Step two, make the pot mix. Step three, make the compost. Step four, make the grow bed. Step five, plant the seed. Step six, take care of the nursery. Step. And we were stuck there the whole day, and we keep seeing it fail because we don't want to accept the reality that the forest was not ready for habanero. It was ready to give something else, which was the tonka ali. We're so like, oh no,
Yeah,
too
yeah, you're
stubborn,
right.
man.
Yeah. You know what that is? You know what that is? That which we all have, we all have inside us is our ego, our pride, our arrogance. All of that plays in. If we could just step back away from all that jazz and just looked with 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 no prejudice and just properly scoped everything out and looked at the case as it is, it's
Yeah,
all there. It's all there. It's because we are all arrogant, we are all prideful, we are all egotistical, we are the king of the world and stuff like that, which is no. We just make ourselves harder, and then it just gets in the whole bowl of trouble. It's a hard lesson to learn for all of us. Very, very hard lesson.
takes a lot of patience. Yeah, it is. Then this one also like goes back to the pride and ego. It's how to say, you feel busy, but you're not actually productive. So if you actually cut the time at the farm, I could have had that amount of time to invest in something that would, you know, be more productive, that actually matters, that would actually help the farm sell and make money, market research, marketing the product, and most importantly, reducing workers' burnout. Because at that time, my goodness, my guys were all so burnt out, and like we were at the farm, but we were, you can say, like cutting corners in a bad way, not giving 100%. The quality of work was so low, and we would take extra long breaks because we're so tired. We could have like,
Yeah.
oh, it's lunchtime, but it's the lunch break turns into like, what do you call it, the whole day afternoon just napping.
A siesta.
Yes, that's the one. I was like, fiesta, no, siesta. Yes, it turned like it was a siesta almost every day. After lunch, you're like
Yeah.
so heavy, and you look at the sun, you're like, no, thank you, senor, no, thank you. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I want to avoid for my workers. Yeah. The next bit, going back to the
Wait,
land.
before you go, can you
So,
about the market research? Okay, so I just want to go into market research a bit more. So if you're going to go into the Tonkarali and then you're going to go into the market research, do you have any ideas what sort of research you are looking for?
how to prepare the tonka ali? How people would like to buy it? Would they buy it like the full root, or do they like to buy it as chopped? Do they want it pre-roasted? Do they like it powderized? We were doing that research. One of our guys, he went home with it, he powderized it, and then he's like, "Oh, I put it in the tea. How to consume it?" And then you gave something else. You gave another market, which was again like very out of the box. You want to share that?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that because looking at the length of Tonkarali that you gave out, which was all sort of a twig, one twig size, really, really looks like a stirring, like a chopstick. That's it. It looked like a chopstick. So my idea
Mm.
was selling it all at a certain length as a
Yeah.
stirrer.
Oh yeah.
Because if you use that to stir your drink in a hot water, it should slowly what's the word?
Seep the
Ooze.
seep the essence into it.
Yeah, and what you needed to find out was how long can you do that for? Because after you're done with it, you take it off, you give it a wash, you wipe it, you dry it, and then you save it for the next time. It was just a out of the box idea at that moment, just because of the size of the tonkadali that was coming out. It seemed interesting. Don't know, but 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 along the market research, you should have found out. You should have gone to like the Kedai Runchits and find out
Yeah.
how the tonkatsu has been sold, in what sort of drinks were they selling it, powdered
Coffee.
or
Always,
cold.
always coffee mixed in powder. You never see the root. You only see it in the picture, but you never see it real life.
Yeah, see, so if you never see the root, why? Is it because it's not cost effective? Because if you powderize it, that means you can pull it. Yeah, you know what I
Mm.
mean? So one stick, if you powder that one stick, maybe you could have done two packets of coffee. That also
But if you
comes
just use the
because
stick, you can drink how many cups with it? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I'm not sure about that. And
Mm.
also the thing is, Brunei is a niche country, has a niche market. If you're trying to tap the market, if you're trying to go along with everybody else, that's when it's going to be difficult. Everybody else is doing the same thing as you do, and then you're going to do the same thing as everyone does. You got There's no space for you. You're not going to earn
Yeah.
much. You're going to have to go sell it for pennies. No, find a different way. Use a blue ocean strategy and try that method instead. Find something else. You got to think out the box in Brunei. Once you think out the box, it's it's purely for local economy. That's what you got to do. Really think out the box and and attack it like that. So the research and the product will come hand in hand, but you need to
Uh,
look at the culture of the people in order to sell it to them. Don't think of exportation as ridiculous right now or at all for here. You think
yeah.
of the culture, who drinks it, why they're drinking it, and then
Old
you
people.
then you yeah, yeah, well, and then you play with that. So culture is very important, very very important. You want something that's here.
What do you mean
Yeah,
that's here?
you want Brunei's own stuff, as in own local products. If you, for example, if you look at Thailand, and if you go
Yeah.
into, when I was at Chiang Mai, I went and checked out their markets there. They have a lot of, how's that, village made products, but it was all in Chiang Mai, only Chiang Mai, not in Bangkok or anywhere else, only in Chiang Mai. So it's that state, but it was so unique. Each one was really unique. They weren't really following any formula. It was just their own idea. So this
So
is
like
what something that we,
it's like no cookie cutter, no factory made vibes. Everything felt authentic, like
yeah,
that.
yeah, truly it did. Everything is very authentic. Everything was village. I mean, Brunei is still trying to do it, the village product. But the problem with the village product is we don't have enough products. As in, we don't have enough locally made products, because our agriculture is still an up and comer. There's still many things that we haven't figured out to tap into
Mm.
yet, because it's only through abundance that you can develop something.
So
You know what I mean?
abundance of variety.
Abundance of variety or abundance of a single crop.
But isn't that
You
tapping
know?
into monoculture? Isn't that like what people are generally aiming at?
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. You
Mm.
can play with you can play with it. It doesn't have to be what you think in your head and monoculture. It doesn't have to be that. You can manipulate it in a way that it's very sustainable. It's just the way you design it. That's how I feel. As long as you design
Okay.
it well, it can work quite well. But the culture. It has to tap into the culture. Only through that will it truly work. If you're doing it if you're using a Western style here, we're not Western here. This is we're Bruneian, so it doesn't. I don't
Doesn't
know how to
fit.
explain that. It doesn't really fit.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit. So we need our own abundance through agriculture, but agriculture we're still up and coming.
So you're saying we just need our own style.
Yes, we need to
We have to find our
develop
own
our own
style.
style.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
which is important.
That's
Every country got their own style. We need to figure
yeah.
ours out.
Wow. Okay, okay. So going back to the old farm, land restoration. So like if you remember the first picture was empty land. Well, this is very common for everybody, right? We've talked about this in the previous episode. They just go with the bulldozer and just yank all the trees out and then just plop it in one corner. So what are you gonna do with that? Right? So you see it as a problem, but it can become your solution. Yeah. Yeah, this is what
I
we
love it.
did. We did this one time only at the farm. Oh, looking back, the potential.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, one time we just biochar, and then after that, all we did was put it in one compost pile, and then left it alone. Used it once and never tried it again. So that was a shame. But this is such a great avenue to get into.
Well, it's because we don't know what to do with it, yo.
During
It's
that
because we don't
time,
know what to do with
especially
it.
during that time.
Yeah, we have no knowledge. We know proper knowledge on what to do with. If you can see from the picture, charcoal. That's all it is.
Mm,
Is charcoal. What do you do with charcoal? And the answer is
mm,
barbecue. That's it.
mm.
You're gonna use it for barbecue and nothing else. The true worth in biochar is there's still so much that we haven't learned from it, and we don't even really want to look at it yet. I'm actually basing my entire operations on biochar at the moment. Everything is gearing towards it. It's gonna be you can use it for everything, 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 yo. So
You have
yeah,
a lot of ideas on how to use it, the possibilities, the uses, the benefits. Yeah,
yeah. So
almost groundbreaking, man.
should I just chit chat about it for a while?
Yeah,
All
of
right.
course, of course.
So is from was that yesterday that I was talking to you about it,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to talk about this first before I go in that, so you can explain that.
Okay, so
No, the other one, yeah.
biochar is the definition is charcoal that has beneficial microbes inoculated in them, used as soil amendment. Would you say that's a fair description of it?
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So
But but
all you
but
need to
but you need
do,
to you need to explain a
but
little
but
bit. Explain a little bit more, lay. It's like,
okay,
what?
the benefits of biochar.
What do you mean by
Water.
inoculate?
Yo, okay. Basically, inoculate is when microbes get into it. Microbes is absorbed by the biochar. So with wood, when you char it into that black beauty over there, it has microscopic holes in them. It will form that microscopic space that acts as a home for these microbes, that acts as a home for moisture. So life and moisture can hold even more because of this increased surface area in a microscopic level. So imagine that times the whole bucket of biochar you are going to throw into your soil. That benefit, that physical benefit in your soil is going to one, add the beneficial microbe like composting. Two, retain way more water than you can ever imagine because of those microscopic surface area you've added. And three, it's a sustainable way to treat wood. Because if you think about wood, it's a sorry, it's a very dry material, and it's a very huge material that takes time to break down. You know, you want to chop it down, you want to use a chipper. It's you have to get a chipper, which is very expensive, which is very heavy. But if you just chuck it in the fire will just break it down for you, and that's all you have to do. And you get from this big fat log, from the previous picture, all that you can actually just put it in a bonfire, and it turns into this small piece that you can use. So it's a great resource. It's a great way to treat your land, to use what you have in the land. Yeah. So it's so all you have to need is something to saw. So whether it be a chainsaw or those manual saw, you need a big axe to split the logs, and then you need a small axe to split those thinner branches. And what you're gonna do is you create a bonfire like this motion, TP, leaning on each other. Because for fire, you need three things. You need fuel, which is the wood, you need air, oxygen, and you need a spark to create the combustion. So most of the time, people just throw the wood simply and make them stack like this. So there's no air pocket, and then you'd have this mess, this smoky mess that fogs up the whole area, and people will be like blinded by it. So by doing the TP way, making them lean on each other like a triangle, you created this a lot of air pocket here, so the fire can consume it. So just suck up all the smoke and burn it off, and you have less smoke. You want it to look like this, essentially. You want it hot, 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 hot. If it's not hot enough, too much wood, not enough oxygen equals slow and low heat. It becomes smoke. That's why they like to smoke meat, low and slow, because it's low heat, low oxygen, so it's slow, all the smoke. But we don't want that because we're burning a lot of wood, right? We're burning this much wood. You need fast, 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 fast. So how you want to do it? Stack it up like a TP. You want a lot of fire to look like this, and you get this beautiful biochar. How you make biochar, Jeff? Do you want me to explain it, or can you add on?
There's many ways to make biochar, but you
I
go
mean,
first.
how do you? Oh, yeah. How do you inoculate biochar? Because after you burn everything and after you douse the flames away, it's still not yet biochar. Because
No, no,
bio
no.
means life. You need to add the life, you need to add the microbe. That's where you inoculate it. So there's multiple ways you can do it. You can soak the charcoal inside a bucket of barrel of water and then pour any
Your mix.
compost tea, any mix solution, right? Some people would use like liquid manure. Some people have actually used urine in America to inoculate
Yeah,
their
they pee.
biochar.
Yeah, man, they pee into it. Yeah.
That's cool. Some people mix their already existing charcoal with it and then mix with water. There's multiple ways. If you can imagine, the basic rule of thumb is if your solution has a lot of microbes, just add it with the biochar, add it with the charcoal, and you can inoculate it roughly 1 to 3 days, right? Then you can
Yeah, yeah.
consider
If
it
it's
as
water,
inoculated.
if it's
If it's in
water,
if it's in a dilution, okay.
yes, you can leave it
Then
longer. It's fine.
the longer it's not going to die, will it?
No, not really. I don't believe so. But don't let it go anaerobic. But
Hmm.
for me, I'll leave it for a day or two and then just use it straight away.
How would you
I will.
use it straight away?
Oh,
Just
there's
throw
many
it
ways.
into your soil?
No, no, no. You want to mix it in. Best to at least mix it in and bury it on the
Bury it.
surface. Yeah. Yeah,
It
there's many
cannot
ways to
just
play
be
with
on
it. No, no, there's many ways to play with biochar. There's many ways. It's just how do you see it? it's understand what it is first, like truly understand what it is, and then you can play with it. It's really hard
Okay.
to. It's a big topic. Biochar is a very big topic. Now the where biochar came from is it came from the Amazonians, yeah. So they have if you they have what you call terra petra, and when you look at these chars, now this is on the microscopic level. It was really
Yeah,
interesting. You can tell it's char because one is black, and second there's jagged edges. It's sharp.
it's sharp.
Usually, yeah, you can see some sharp edges here, left here and there, here and there.
So
You
this
can
little
go
circle
further
circle
in.
stuff is
Um,
bacteria, right?
no, there's just holes, but I'm really not sure. I think it's
No, not
char.
on the charcoal. I meant floating around.
Oh yeah. That's right. It's floating around. All the bacteria is floating around. Now the char. If you look in the magnifying glass, at a greater magnification, you'll be able to find caverns. You can find them online. Let me see if I can find them online. You can find caverns, and these caverns are really awesome. Hold on, char. So what happened is they become houses. They're like little
Yeah, homes.
houses. You got it? They're little houses
Homes
that
homes
these
of bacteria.
now bacteria, fungi, anything can live inside. Mostly bacteria, fungi. Now they and when they live inside these little caverns and holes, they they are sort of permanently stuck there. They can't get washed away. Tropical. Before I carry on, biochar is ideal for tropical settings instead of temperate because tropical is a non-stop dragster. You only have hot and wet, so it doesn't really stop it. It only has sixth gear to third gear. That's about it. But it keeps pushing, so you can see all those little caverns. What magnification is that? Yeah, I think it's very high magnification. So it uses
Not
an
sure.
electron microscope. It uses an electron microscope, and it's very deep. It's really holes. So you can see all those caverns, and if you look at that one there, that's all the bacteria that's stuck inside
Yeah.
of the cavern, right inside. So it becomes a holding vessel for all these microbes. And when the rain comes, usually rain would wash these guys away. They'll wash
Mm.
all the microbes on the surface, they'll get wiped away. But because the microbes are living inside these caverns, they won't get washed away. They'll actually stay inside there, and your land will not get too affected by anything hitting it. So this is a very cool thing about biochar. And biochar was developed by the Amazonians, and you know how
Yeah.
powerful, magnificent the Amazonians were. Even till this day, their land that they used with biochar, they call tetrapetra, is by far the most fertile land you can find there. It's so good, and it grows too. I saw a documentary once. It actually grows. They took some away and then came back again. This is really solid material. What?
Terra Petra, Terra Preta, Terra Preta.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all been inoculated with biochar, and we are still trying to. There it is. Look at the middle one, terra petra and normal soil, just like that. You can the normal soil we can relate. No, where'd it go? The
All
normal
right.
soil we can okay. The normal soil we can relate to over here in Brunei. It's that's what we see here.
Clay.
Highly compacted clay, almost devoid of nutrients. There's nowhere in Brunei that is like terra petra. Okay, there's no
Mm.
way that looks like that. Dark. I stop moving. I'm getting dizzy. There's no way that has that sort of color and life
Yeah.
we don't have that here in Brunei. No, you can't tell me otherwise.
Not the one
By
in the tamu when
introducing
you buy in the tamu, that little plastic bag of black soil. How about that?
that surface, that is called topsoil.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. This is like
That's
five
different.
feet deep. Oh, that's
Look
true.
at look at how deep it is. It's impossible for you to find in Brunei anything
Mm,
that deep, that color. You won't find it. Only by using biochar and time can you
and
get to
time.
that state. And we don't have the research. We haven't even started. We haven't even thought about doing this research, which is outrageous. But yeah, so it's an interesting uh what's it called, interesting one to you go into. And that's why i I did attend one of the conferences in China on
Yeah.
biochar, and these guys also said we're just scratching the surface. There's so much to learn, and they but I couldn't figure out how to use it that well here. I couldn't figure it out. Now I do. Now I figured it out. Yeah, so it's now we're trying to put it to good use. One of
Now
the
we're
things
using
I've
it.
done,
Yeah.
yeah, now one of the things I've done is use it as a potting mix.
Mm,
Bypass bypass perlite, because in potting mix you need perlite. Perlite keeps it's expanded volcanic soil, I think. So that keeps the soil aerated. Perlite.
looks like
Yeah. So
that. It's pop rocks basically.
yeah, pop rocks. So that helps keep the soil with what's the word? It keeps the soil
Aerated.
aerated, so the roots can go through it. But the thing with perlite is that you need to import it in. If you need to
Mm,
import this in, there's a chance that it'll run out. High
yeah.
chance it'll run out. So if it runs out, your business will suffer.
Mm.
Yeah. Then the other thing is vermiculite.
How do you spell
Vermiculite
that?
is also vermiculite. VERMIC. You uh, ver, yeah, vermiculite. You got it. Vermiculite is a water absorber, and this is something that is used to keep the soil hydrated.
Oh, it's
That's
not
what it
like
is.
perlite. It's different from
No,
perlite.
no, yes. So this keeps the soil moist. That's what that does. So one is a spacing. The second is,
Sponge.
or yeah, where this is where biochar comes in. Biochar does both.
Yeah.
Biochar does both perlite and vermiculite. It does it both with added benefits of inoculation with microbes inside. That's the beauty. One of the beauties of biochar using it. So my mix, maybe I won't talk about the mix, my special mix right now. But my mix
This is
so
what you
far
talk about,
has,
right?
yeah, see, it's almost the same. A larger view of it is looking at an orchid root covering a charcoal.
Yeah.
That's a larger picture. There. The effects of biochar on root systems on your right hand side. Okay, my left. On the left hand side. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, here. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, effects of biochar on root system. You look at all the roots just latching on to each of the small char. Now that is impressive. In
That is
hindsight, it looks
significant.
normal. It is significant because each, imagine, once you understand how the roots work, the roots will just cling on to all the this char. Now here's the beautiful part about using biochar in a nursery is when you use biochar in a nursery, and then you get someone who buys your plant with biochar in, and then they plant it in their garden or in their field. They are act they are helping you spread biochar everywhere. So in turn, their land in time will get better without even realizing it.
You're selling them
Through
compost.
through the nursery. I know it's a
Mm,
little cup if it's through the nursery, because I
yeah,
sell watermelon seedlings and chili seedlings, and each of my mix has biochar inside.
yeah.
S- and it's all going in. It's all going in. Uh, so they're actually getting their land better, faster, just by planting
Adding.
biochar inside without realizing it. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that is that's like a very how to surreal or like your vision. You can see it, right? If you think about it,
Ye-
you're just doing the little things. It adds on, accumulates slowly. It's beautiful.
Yeah, start small. You start small, and then you just work on it, and it'll slowly appear. Don't fight it. Just keep doing what you can. Get some sales in. No matter how much it is, just get some sales in, and just keep working on it, and then we'll get it done. We got big plans for this biochar. We got big plans for it, but
Yeah.
in due time.
In due time, like for now, like learn the lessons we had from last time, right? Always stick to reality. Don't forget the dream. Keep on dreaming. However, remain grounded with reality and also do the work. Sometimes you also have to do the work, right? You have to put the hours in, you have to do the research, you have to accept failure and accept the fact that failure will come again and again and again and again. And don't give up. Because how long was it ago when you first knew about biochar?
Alamak. Hold on. Let me try and find that. Then hold on, hold on.
Because like when I did this, it was 2021, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, like that. And then after that, I stopped. I thought, oh, it wasn't useful. It was a failure. It was unnecessary. But this year, coming back to it, it was really necessary because I didn't have the full puzzle piece. I didn't have the dots to connect. Because back then, I didn't know how to use a chainsaw, so I was very frustrated. Then slowly over time, I learned how to work the tools. Then slowly over time, I can see the connections on how to use it. You know, like you are getting to during this time you were working on your red regular. Back then,
Yeah, that's right.
you didn't have that resource, but now you have red regular, vermicompost as a
Yeah.
good consistent resource. So you use that for inoculating your biochar. So
Oh
again,
man.
you know, uh, we have so much to learn, right? The ego we had back then, what we have right now is that we know so much, we know a lot, but there's again still so much to learn, especially about for this videos about biochar. It was just like a week
It's
ago we know like this much about biochar, this much, and then like was it yesterday? It was yesterday, right? We were talking about biochar. Then the
yeah.
ideas we had, the potential, just like went over our heads on how it would and the possibilities of using biochar in a larger scale. If you say like doing this, the little cups you add in the farm, slowly adding biochar, slowly inoculating the land. Just imagine your piles, you know?
That's right. That's right. Hey, take a look at that. I just sent you. That will put a little perspective into things. That's my certification.
Where? Oh
You
wait,
s-
sorry, huh? Oh,
take a look at that.
ooh.
Attended the second international training course for biochar production, testing, and application October 25th, November 1st, Hangzhou, China, and has gained deeper knowledge of biochar technology. November 1st, 2013,
A decade ago. A decade ago. Ah,
a decade ago. A
wow.
decade ago. Yeah, I remember that trip. That trip was was really fascinating. A decade ago. So that shows what it is when I came back, I wanted to keep on going into it, but again, the fantasy came in.
What were you
All
doing
the
during
oh,
that year?
I gotta search my brain on that. I can't really think about it right now. There was a lot of things I wanted to do. There's a lot of things I wanted to do, but I didn't have enough focus. Put it that way. The focus was not solid. It was all over the place. It was, I didn't have anyone to really say, focus, stick to one thing and one
Mm,
thing alone. Although I knew biochar was that good, I couldn't really get into it properly. For 10 years, I couldn't get into it properly, which is a shame.
that
But
was
no one would
crazy.
believe, no one believes in it. Right? No one would really believe in it. And I did do it here and there, everywhere I went, a little bit here, a little bit there, but it never really took off because other things got in the way. But now,
Yeah.
because I'm by myself, I can properly look into this now, and it's opened my eyes into a lot more things. It's 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 more like things that you can't find online that I found out here by accident.
Which is very valuable.
It changes a lot of things. It really changes a lot of things. But yeah, look at that. 2013, yo. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh dear, 2013. How about this one? Wait, I got a oh 2013. Shiver me timbers. What's this? 2012. Oh my, this is my certification for aquaponics in
Aquaponics.
Australia. I think. And then here's my permaculture design course. 2013 too.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
a decade ago as well, George. Oh
Wow.
dear,
This is
dear.
the Joel Lofton.
Jeff Lawton, yeah,
Wow.
this under Jeff Lawton. 2013. This one is 2012. That's 2012, and then 2013. Yeah, man, dude. Oh, okay, yeah. So what happened? I think what happened was I was so hungry for knowledge. I was really,
Yeah.
really hungry for knowledge, and I went out my way and just absorbed as much knowledge as I could.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I tried to implement all of these bit by bit by bit by bit. But because of other other things that got in the way, I couldn't really properly get into it. And it's still such a new subject in Brunei. It's
Mm-hmm,
still
mm-hmm.
very new. Even if you talk about biochar, people go and look at you going, "Hey, you might as well go Waho, or you might as well go to the Kedai Runcit and buy a bag of charcoal instead of make it for yourself." And
Ah,
it's
yeah.
but it's very different. It's not about that. I mean, you look at your pieces. You look at all those small pieces. You
Yeah.
sift it out. Sift it
You
out. You
can
can
break
get
it.
three sizes. No, no, no! Don't break it. Sift it. You sift it. You can get three sizes out of that. And then from those three sizes you can play with it even more.
Oh, what do you mean? Like
It's
the fine you would add in your potting mix, and then the
so you
medium.
yeah you play with it how as you see fit. You don't have to use just like that. You can sift it. Why not? You can sift it. You still got some unburnt bits, and you got
Yeah,
some big bits, medium and small, and then you got the fine bits. You can play with it. There's many ways to play with it. So this is very very important. Now, one of the things that is really good for this is compacted ground. Use this in
yeah.
compacted ground.
I want
So
to
one of
see
my
the effects of doing that with clayey ground.
yeah yeah. So I'm going to be trying to do this for the watermelon farm that I'm consulting on. So I'm going to try it
Mm.
there and see how that goes. So that one's going to be quite something too. It's just char. Just I think if you want to simplify a farm, really simplify a farm, just make char. You make char for 1 year if you want.
Just burn. Just sit and
You
look at a
burn,
bonfire for a year straight.
burn it properly, of course. Burn it properly. Burn it correctly. Burn it properly, and then just use that char everywhere you go. If you want to use it properly too, if you use char, let's say for vegetable
Yeah.
farmers they want to till the land, which is fine if they want to till the land, but the land keeps dying every time you till it. So one of the best ways, in theory, as
Mm.
you till it with the biochar, you till it together. I wonder what the effects of that will be like. Do you know what I mean? You till it with the char and see how that goes. That could be quite cool. Before you plant a tree, use the
Yeah.
char. Make
Yeah.
sure it's inoculated. If you don't, oh, by the way, you got to inoculate it. If you don't inoculate it, you have the reverse effect. Because if there's no microbes inside and then you use it straight into the ground as you plant, the char will absorb
Mm.
everything around it and give nothing to the plant that you to the tree or to the plant that you planted it in.
Basically,
It's
will
got that.
dry out your soil if you do not
It'll
add
dry
the
the
first one.
nutrients. It'll
Yeah.
dry the nutrients right out.
So it's
Your
like a
tree
double-edged
will
sword.
suffer.
Gotta
Yes,
be
yes.
careful.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
That's why you have to inoculate it. It's something, man. It's something. It's really something. See if we can find more of that. Yeah. Carry on, carry on.
Well, basically, you just need. It's simple if you actually like you're correct. When you're doing land restoration, right? All you have to do is just clear the land, make biochar, and plant trees. You know, like the acacia. You just now imagine. Okay, now imagine you have biochar. You have a system going on. You know, you have all the gears and the tools. You're doing the right things. All that while planting trees in your empty land and then adding biochar constantly, you can see the effects just change it like within a blink of an eye. You imagine like from nothing, from a wee all the way to this. You imagine if you planted all the trees and add the biochar, the abundance you can get from that instead of just trying to force the fantasy of a habanero farm into this barren land. You get what I'm saying?
Actually, now the char inside, if you actually did the char, you could have done quite well. If you
Yeah.
imagine you chart the entire land, in that entire land there, look at all those trees behind you. I'm not
Yeah.
saying cut down the trees just to make the biochar. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
Do
saying
not do that. Do not do that.
do not do that. Don't do that. What I'm saying is look at those trees now. Selectively choose which one you want to cut down. Don't no cut them all. Just selectively choose the ones that you want to
Yeah.
cut. You cut, then you use that to char. That'll be perfect. And imagine if that entire land was charred up. Maybe had biochar everywhere, dude. What a case! What a case! I gotta try that.
I would
I got
love
some
to
people
try
to call
that.
tomorrow. I got some people to call tomorrow. Yeah.
It's great potential. We actually found out about biochar. Been posting a lot on our Instagram. But essentially, that's it. That's what I have to share for today. Anything else from you, Jeff?
No, it's what you're saying is right. It's once you decide on what are we talking about, the biochar is just it's just an addition to your farm. If you if you know you got problems on your farm, speak out. If you got if you know it's not going the way that you think it is, speak out, ask for help. The thing is, when you do ask for help, expect criticism. If you have
Mm,
someone to come and say, "Yo, I think you've got a mistake, you've done a mistake, you need to change now," accept it.
mm.
Accept it. It'll hurt your pride, it'll hurt your ego, sure, but at least
It's
your
supposed to
business will.
hurt.
That's what criticism is.
Yeah, yeah.
Healthy criticism as well. Now,
Mm.
not to say that you should just criticize and say, "Oh, you're terrible, boy. You're doing the wrong thing," and then just walk away. Dude, no, 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 no. You gotta, you criticize, and then you give at least some sort of solution
Yeah.
with at least some helping hand in finance, in ideas, in advice, in market, in crops, whatever it may be. Don't just give
Mm.
harsh criticism and then hey, good luck, and then leave. No, don't you dare do that. If you're gonna give criticism, give healthy criticism with a solution.
Yeah.
If you're not, just say, just kindly say, you're getting a little problem, but I may know someone that can help you. Let me connect, or something like that. Yeah, just whatever you
Mm.
can do to help. Most farms, most farms have, uh, most farms have problems. If not all farms have problems, and it's so easy to lose sight. It's so easy to lose sight. I did.
Sometimes you feel alone. Sometimes you feel like everyone is too busy to actually help. Oh, I've been there. But if you actually truly reached out and say, "Hey, I have a bit of issue at the farm. I really need help," people are willing to help you, man.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true, but within the means. Don't just go. I need help. Help me now. No, don't do that.
Okay. Of course. Of course. But yeah, within their means, within our means, we love to share. We love to share the knowledge. The point again of the Compost Diary is to share this knowledge because we want other people to succeed. We want farming to be farming industry here to be booming. Because we live for food. Without food, we're dead. So farming is very important. That's why we want to share. We want to help. So again, if you want to contact us, I am known as The Grays on Instagram. Jeff is known as The Tropical Farmer on
Hey,
Instagram. Right? There you are. You're highlighted. I don't know how, but yeah. The Tropical Farmer. I'm The Grays. This is Compost Diary. We'll have more episodes coming your way. So stick around, subscribe to the channel. Yeah.
we'll
That
give it
is
some
all
time,
from,
man.
yeah, we
Already
gotta,
shutting down.
yeah, this is what all I have to say. Anything for you to add?
Let's just have a chit chat, dude.
Yeah, can also.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But I just wanted to say that if you want to reach out, just reach out. No worries. We'll give you our opinions and criticisms. Just take it with a smile, and then if you want to help, by no problem. Anyway, back to the biochar.
You got more. You got more
Back to the biochar.
biochar? All right.
So the the biochar idea, I guess, the bio. I want to keep on. I would keep on going into the biochar idea.
Do you have
Is
anything
this?
to share in the screen or?
Uh no, it's just on Google.
Okay.
I can. Hold on. Let me see. Present. 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 Oh no, no. What the? Let me split it. It's. I just want to. I just want to carry on with the biochar because it's such a it's such a wonderful thing to go into in terms of product ideas, and how you can keep building on it. It's such an amazing thing. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yo, yeah, yeah. Check
Mm,
my screen.
yep, I got it.
Yeah. So this is now. Don't. Okay. So that's the basics of it, right there.
Hmm.
See, using biochar fertilizers increase crop yield, decontaminate water and soil, sequester CO2, improve soil and water retention. Increased crop yield is a giver. Decontaminate water and soil. Our soils are contaminated, and it's also very anaerobic. Anaerobic is because it's clay based and it's highly compacted
Compact.
due to
Yeah. No
due
air.
to the rain. Yeah, compacted due to the rain as well. They're very compacted, and this will help sequester CO2. Now, when people think you're gonna burn wood, they'll think, oh no, you're
Oh yeah.
polluting the environment. Forgot about that. Yeah, you think you're polluting the environment. Yes and no. Yes, you are, but because of the way you're burning it with the lack
You'll
of
offset.
oxygen. You offset it.
Mm.
You offset it, and then because charcoal is the leftover carbon of wood, because wood has carbon, and
Mm.
when you burn it using pyrolysis, which is the lack of oxygen, you're left with pure carbon.
Carbon.
And that carbon, we use it in the field, so we are putting that carbon back into the soil which was lost. You get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a double, triple, quadruple effect by using biochar on land. I like that.
Uh,
That was
double, triple,
that was
quadruple.
smooth right in, man. That was smooth right in. You slap that on with improved soil and water retention. There, vermiculite, yeah? Vermiculite, perlite, all in one. Yo, that is gorgeous.
And all
That is,
available around you. You don't have to buy it.
you
That's
don't
the
have to
beauty of
buy
it.
it. Yeah, it's right there. It's all around. And what are we doing with this? You know what we're doing with this? Wood that could have turned into char, we're throwing it in the landfill. Yes. Not good. Not good. Yeah. And then the amount of jobs you can bring, you can bring this, you can take this into as well. There's a tremendous amount of jobs that can be created with just this one product. There's so many. You see the bit it says there, decontamination of water.
Yeah.
So if you okay, when you make the char, make sure the way you kill this, you kill the char is not with
Mm.
water. You kill the air, so you seal the lid if you're using the lid method.
Yeah. Yeah. Using a
So that
barrel.
yeah, if you use a barrel, that you can seal it. When you seal it, it goes bone dry, like bone dry. You take that, put it in a bag, like a laundry bag ish kind of thing,
Mm. Like a
and
huge
then you
tea
throw it
bag.
into the river. Huh?
Like a huge tea bag.
Yeah, put it in a huge tea bag. and then you throw it into the river, which is polluted. You throw tons of this into the water and just let it sit. It will clean that water right out. It'll
Imagine that.
clean it. It'll absorb all the nasties, all the everything that's inside that water. It'll clean it right out, and that water will become clean. That's what this does. It's what charcoal does. It's also used in charcoal filters.
I've seen it. How to make drinkable water from rain and river. They have a filtration system.
Yeah, that's what it can. That's what it can do. Yeah, it's just
And
outrageous.
people eat biochar,
Eat biochar, yes. Just a
right?
bit. It's not the
Right.
medical grade stuff. Careful.
Yeah,
I've seen.
don't go randomly.
No, no, don't randomly. Oh, look at this char. I'm gonna pop it in. Yeah.
So what are other applications that is in your mind about biochar?
You got that muddy picture again? Show your first picture. That first picture that you had. Have you tried this yet? Or no? No, 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 no. My fat picture. Look at how fat. That's this picture. Have you already tried it yet? Not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
That what I'm standing on, that nasty clay muddy soil, that's very muddy. Not great. Not great. Use the char on that. Spread the char all around that floor, and then
Mm.
wait for the effects. Because it gets muddy, doesn't it?
Would you fork it or just toss it above and just walk
I
over it?
just toss it down, just throw it on the floor and step on it. You see that right there, right in the middle, there's a muddy patch there. I
Puddle?
mean, water,
Yeah.
teeny tiny puddle. Yeah, just throw some charcoal there. Just throw it there. Just, just throw
Mm.
it there. Just throw it there. Don't worry about it. Just throw it there. And then as you step on it, it'll go in. If it washes out, it's okay. It's all cool. It washes down the hill. It's okay. Every spot that has a puddle, grab a scoop
Throw.
and throw it there. Start with that. Start with that. You don't need to do. Don't think of covering the entire. Don't think of covering the entire area
Area.
with char. Don't do that,
Just slowly sprinkle.
and don't sprinkle
Cluster?
it too.
Cluster?
Yeah, like that muddy patch
Mm.
there. You see the
Yeah.
water?
Yeah.
Use that. Do that first.
So
All
it'll
the areas where ponding, ponding. That's
spread.
it. Yeah, try that. Try
Mhm.
that. Or areas. I know. Just start with the ponding areas.
Okay.
Start with the ponding areas. You got lots of wood there. I can see a lot of trees behind me. Yeah.
Oh, we
Chop
have a
chop.
ton of wood. There's no problem.
No, there's no problem. Okay.
No
Yeah.
problem.
You should do that first. Don't worry about the compost. Just take that and put it onto the muddy patches. And as you step on it, it'll clean it. And also, you imagine this: the char is all on the floor, and you're stepping on it. It's getting soaked into the land. Not only that, it's getting stuck onto your boots.
Okay.
Because it's stuck into your boots, you're gonna walk all over the farm. You
Yep.
will deposit these char all over the farm without realizing it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, double, triple, quadruple effect.
The effect of biochar and the method you
Yeah,
designed.
dude, I should have used it more, man. I should have used it more in my farm. Should have used it more.
And it's really fun to burn. Like it's not difficult, it's not laborious. All you have to do is
If you know how
just
to,
chop a
if
couple
you know how to burn it, man. If you know how to burn it, then it's cool. If you
yeah,
don't, then it's just a
a
smoky
small
mess.
it'll be like it would look like these if you do it
Yeah,
properly.
I'm
You
guilty for
want it
that.
you want it like this, always. Yeah. We
I'm
talked
super
about
guilty for that.
biochar in one episode in Compost Diaries, I remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah.
Jaden did this style. You guys
No,
talked
not this
about
one.
it.
That's a T-LUT. That you see there's an inner chamber in the middle.
Yeah.
I did not do it that style. I did not do it that style. I did. Hold on. I think I got a picture of it. I did the Iwasaki kiln design instead. I
Yozaki
did it.
kiln. I did two
Yeah,
methods.
Iwasaki.
I did this one. It's on the ground and it's surrounded by metal. And then the other one was I dug the ground like a huge 4 feet hole, two
Yeah,
feet
yeah,
deep, 4 feet wide. Chuck all the wood in there and then start burning. That's actually a
yeah.
good
There's
way to do it.
there's so many designs to choose. You choose it based on your what's the word? Your case, if you
Your
may.
land, how your situation is, because
Yeah,
this is the easiest method. If let's say like your farmland is looking like this, all you have to do is just dig a small hole, put a couple of wood, and start the bonfire, and then slowly create clusters of biochar. Biochar circle. Like you would start at the end here, and then start from the top, then slowly move around, and then you can start planting around that biochar. Imagine that again, cluster,
that's true.
cluster. It would
That's
be
true.
a
That's true.
fun sight. Right? You can see suddenly this black patch and green, black and green patch. You're like, oh, what is
Yeah,
that? Oh, we did that, we did that, we did that. You can grow bananas there. Just imagine that. It's like
yeah.
huge black circle, and then a banana tree. He's like, oh, what a sight to see, man.
I think once you get the biochar in the land, I think you can grow almost anything. I think it's up to that now. Now it turns into whether we can properly research this or not. That's what it comes down to. Check the picture, could you? Yeah. So it comes down to research. We need to research. We don't have no one to research. All right.
Ooh,
So what you see there is a very poorly made Iwasaki kiln design. Iwasaki kiln is a Japanese word.
Japanese
Yes. This design is used to collect vinegar. When you burn it in the chamber, there's two chambers there. The chamber that you
burned
see
vinegar.
is hold on. The chamber that you see in the front is where you burn the wood. The entire thing will be covered in clay because clay is a good retention, good heat, can keep heat in quite well. This thing is hot. The front is where you cook it, and then inside the chamber, there's another set of wood that's all stacked up inside. Yeah, and that wood is burned by the heat, not by the flames. Got it? Okay. And then at the back of the kiln, there's a chimney. The chimney goes out at a vertical angle, and that will catch all the steam that comes out from the wood that we heated up. That steam is vinegar, wood vinegar, which we use as a fertilizer or as a pesticide, naturally formed.
Oh, wood vinegar, huh? Was it acidic?
Yes, it's wood vinegar. Yes,
How do
yes.
you spell kiln?
KILN, KLIN, or KLIN, or KILN.
Iwasaki.
Iwasaki kiln. Yeah, Iwasaki kiln design.
Oh,
Mate, when I look back on these things that I did, I gotta say it was really outrageous. That's a proper design. That's a proper design. I
so to
like to
make wood,
do things and test it out first before going into such an in-depth design going into such a no, that's a makeup design. You want to go to the other one just now?
Okay.
No, 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 no. Your first one that you saw. There, yeah, 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 yeah. So that is essentially what it is. You can see the drum. Can you see the drum?
The
The
drum.
circle in the middle. Look at the circle. Look at the circle.
Yeah.
You see the circle?
Yes.
That's a drum. The- It's a very cool design, but this is used to get wood vinegar and a lot of char in a very clean fashion. Very, very clean. But we in tropical, we can't really do that because we're too humid. It's too wet. The amount
But
of water that came out was crazy.
so what is wood vinegar?
It's
Like
sap.
the sap?
It's wood sap. Wood. Okay. Wood sap that has been cooked.
Boiled,
You look at
reduced.
no. You look at the wood. You look at wood. Wood
Yeah.
is consistent of carbon, nitrogen. Okay, carbon, nitrogen, water. It's there. It's not fully carbonized because there's still a certain amount of liquid inside or nitrogen inside wood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like charcoal is the carbon leftovers of wood. Charcoal.
Hmm.
So the other parts of the charcoal. Okay. When you burn charcoal, when you no
You burn
burn,
the wood,
when
it
you're
was
burning
steaming,
wood,
right?
you see it steam and you see all the bubbles.
That's the vinegar.
That's the vinegar.
That's the sap that you can turn into
Yeah.
vinegar.
Yes. It can only be collected at a certain temperature, and
Oh, that's
anything
very
above that
advanced,
is not
man.
in.
That's very advanced.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah. I can't. I'm also surprised I went to learn about that too. Oh man! Actually, if I think about it now, the amount the amount of of knowledge I was consuming at that time is just and even now it's just nonstop, man.
Bonkers.
But this one's cool. I like this. I like this design. It was very awesome. It's one of a kind. Really, really cool.
This one you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we bypass all that. You don't need to do that. It's, like, it's a bit hard to do that in a tropical environment.
You're better off
All right.
just
Anyway,
biochar.
yeesh, yeesh. Okay. All right, man. I'm good.
You're good? All right.
Um,
So basically, yeah, this was thank you guys for sticking around for this episode on problem solving, which turned to become an episode about biocharing, which is
Hey,
what we this is the solution, right? The problem is the solution. So
my my favorite quote.
again, if you guys have questions or you want to reach out to us, I am known as the Grays on Instagram. Jeff is known as the Tropical Farmer on Instagram. You can hit us up on our DMs. And yeah, catch you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.
See ya. Bye.